What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You already know what time it is. This is your boy, the historian. You either get right or you get left. Hey, man, we're going to open this thing up for the fans to come up in here tonight because, again, we already see what this game is getting ready to turn out to be. It's pretty much over with at this point, and the Eagles definitely deserve this Super Bowl because they worked their asses off. They did it. But we got to talk a little bit about it because I saw some buzz in the chat with Falcon fans at this point, and we getting ready to get this thing started, man. Let's go.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
Welcome. Hey, we got a little something going, man. I'm opening this thing up to all Falcon fans at this point because definitely some things got to be discussed at this point. We already see where the problem lies, and we obviously see what we could have had, ladies and gentlemen. And we see this right now. So I got my man Red Dog in here. I'm opening this up to all fans tonight. Big Red, what's going on, fam?
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Okay.
Come on. I know what you want to say. Go ahead and start us off, dog. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Like I said before, man, when you let a guy like Jalen Carter get away, you see what he's doing for the Eagles defense. They end about to win the Super Bowl.
It wasn't just him. Think about it. We didn't draft none of them boys. 6 of them cats on that defense right now. Unfortunately, Mckay Dean is out with a knee injury. Hopefully he gets better. But, dog, he was one of the reasons they got to this point. Yep. We took Troy Anderson over Mckay Dean. I'm just saying, look, you take a running back, and I know Falcon fans going to be mad, but you know what? I don't give a damn tonight. It's what it is.
Yeah.
If we can't win a Super Bowl with this regime, it's done. It's wasted because we obviously see what Philly had. Philly didn't have enough in the tank the last time they played them. They didn't finish. They're about to finish this thing off and polish these boys off. And I can tell you right now, if they score again, it's over. This ain't nothing but a good old-fashioned ass whipping they getting put on them right now. That's all this is. I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth. The only thing I watched was the halftime show. I didn't even watch the game because I already knew what it was going to be. Red. And let's be real. All I can tell you is this. We've been in many situations to where we could have controlled our own destiny. What's going on, family? And when you really look at what happened with this ball game, defense wins championships, offense takes you there. Their defense set the tone tonight. And let's talk about it. When you look at that defense in Philly or whatnot, That defense was the number one defense in the NFL for a reason. And you're seeing that. The closest that they came to even being shook was when Matt Stafford was pretty much in that game. Jalen Carter called ball game that night. If they score that touchdown, who's to say the Rams ain't putting belt to ass right now? We all know this.
Yeah.
Everybody knew we got robbed out of the game earlier this year with the Chiefs. We all knew that. The only reason why we won the game versus Philly, and let's keep it a buck, fellas, they made a blunder by keeping the ball out of instead of letting Saquon run, they ended up throwing the ball.
Yeah.
But you obviously see that they learned from that mistake, and they're pretty much getting ready to get a ring. This is going to be their second ring. Think about it. It's their third Super Bowl in less than 10 years. Less than 10 years, they've been to the Super Bowl 3 times. And at this point, it becomes, what the hell are we doing in this front office? Please.
We not drafting Georgia Bulldogs.
No, not just Georgia players, because I actually talked about, and Red remembers, I said we needed a corner. We had a chance to draft Cooper DeJean. Remember that, Red? And I told you, I said, if we're going to draft somebody, let's go ahead and get him if he falls to us, if we don't get Kamari Lassiter. Remember, I said that. And he had one of the biggest pick sixes in the ball game tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, so far, I've been batting 1,000 with these players that I've been calling out and picking out. I'm telling you, Carson Wentz is going to be the next one that's going to be a problem in the NFL at that tackle spot. I've been telling folks this. But again, we have incompetence when it comes to drafting players, when it comes to scouting players. Come on, man.
We afraid to draft players that got a little bit of issues. Let me say that again. We afraid to draft players that got a little bit of issues. The Falcons don't draft.
Keep losing.
Right. We don't draft
players. You can't limit on the talent that you get.
Right.
You can't ever limit yourself.
You can't, like Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter. I wanted him. I was the first one to say we should get him. But what we did, we got B. John Robinson. Make that make sense. And I was running that from the year before, had 1,000 yards. Make that make sense.
All I'm gonna say is this: as I've said before, you know, I'm not gonna get no sleep tonight because I live here in Philly. So I already know what's getting ready to happen. They about to tear this damn city down. That's just getting ready to happen. And I'm gonna tell you just like this. I live, like I said, this time wasn't that bad around. My girl is from Philly, so she support all her home teams. It is what it is. She asked me tonight, she said, well, why don't you, you can pull for us, we're not playing y'all. I'm like, if it ain't red, it's dead to me. I said, I will never pull for another team. It's either ATL or nothing at all for me. That's how I get down, dog. But we can talk about it. Our management and our scouting department has been ass for the past 10 years. And you're seeing the results of what proper scouting looks like. You're seeing the results of what it's like to go after some guys that might have a little bit of a chippiness to them off the field and might have made a mistake. And you're seeing these boys right now. They about to get a ring. So at this point, I'm sitting back laughing because I got trashed when I said Raheem wasn't the dude for the job. I said Terry was pretty much handcuffed, but nobody wanted to listen. I said when he get his chance, he's still gonna have limitless. He's still not gonna have as much to go off on. He's not gonna have that much liberty like you think he's gonna have. And you're seeing the results of that. We got Marcus in the building, and we got C-Dub in the building. Marcus, it's been a while since you've been in here. I'm gonna let you jump first, C-Dub, and then we're gonna get back to Ron and Red in this here. Let's get it.
What's going on, fam? Can y'all hear me?
What's up, Marcus?
Sure can. Nothing much, man. I'm just leaving Dave and Buster's, boy, they got drunk Eagles fans in there. I mean, doing the crib walk in there, man. The way they danced all on time. And let me say this. I said this all year. Kansas City was flying way too close to the sun for them to have one loss, and I think they only scored 30 points one time. What's irritating my soul, though, as I'm sitting there watching these two teams play, we beat one of these teams, and we should have beat the other team. And they in the Super Bowl. Kansas City is getting dog walked, and I'm sitting here like, we have a quarterback that can't keep his damn mouth shut. God, man. But it is what it is. Shout out to all the Bulldog alumni that are about to collect a ring. Carter's about to get his first one. He deserves it. They got some dogs, man. That defense, for them to have Patrick Mahomes on the run and barely sent the blitz at all, man, hey, man. But shout out to them, man. I'd like to see Jalen's finally going to get one. Saquon definitely deserves a ring after this year. The performance, now they bottled him up in the Super Bowl, but who the hell cares? He's one of the main reasons they there.
They got him.
But I think, man, a lot of people are going to look at Patrick Mahomes differently, and that's the sad part about it. He wasn't going to beat this team. Nobody was. Not with this defense playing like this. Dude, nobody was beating this team this year.
I want to ask you something, Marcus, because see, you hit on something. See, I live in Philly, so I'm not going to be sleeping tonight. I might as well call the fuck out. I mean, call the heck out tomorrow. Lord forgive me. I did not mean to say that. I don't cuss on the show like that. That just came out. But I remember what it was like when they won in 2017 and we lost to them. I remember what the city was like. I had an ex-girlfriend I hated. I despised her. And I put her out the house because she got on my nerves. Just being real. Bruh.
Damn.
They are getting ready to destroy Market Street and Broad Street, and the cops ain't gonna do nothing about it, bruh. You getting ready to see business looted. I'm talking about business windows destroyed. Like the city gonna be shut down in certain parts of the city for a couple of weeks. But with the tragedies that they had, that happened, less than 2 weeks ago with that plane crash, this city deserves it, honestly. Really
and I'll point out one more thing, man. Atlanta, and I'm talking to the fan base. We need to get whatever the Eagles got, because remember, early on in the season, they were ready to fire Nick Sirianni. They're ready to fire. Now they got a ring. They probably gonna extend this man until they start having losing seasons. And we're sitting here going back and forth about Raheem Morris. They were trying to get Nick Sirianni up out of there, and they were winning games. We're losing games.
Went to the playoffs last year and lost, and they was ready to fire him, bro.
We're losing.
What the radio call was like.
We're losing games talking about give Raheem another chance. Now we're sitting here wondering, did the coaching staff know that Kirk Cousins had an injury after the Saints game? Even with that being said and done, fam, my bigger problem with Raheem is this. Even if he didn't tell you, you saw this boy go out there and play like straight trash for a month. That's 31 days on the calendar. And you still let him do it until you just couldn't do it anymore. Now, let me tell you how critical this was. If we would have got one of those games, just one, we'd probably be in the playoffs. Now, do I like our chances against a team like Philly? They probably would have beat us, but I would have had confidence in knowing that we beat them earlier this year. I just, man, hats off to Philly. But just watching these two teams in the Super Bowl is irritating my soul when I see how this front office went to bed with, and Kirk don't even care no more. I made my last video was about Kirk Cousins, and I said, we got to get him out of here. After thinking about it, I'm almost willing to swallow the $10 million so this man don't start for nobody else.
Thank you.
I'm almost willing to swallow the $10 million and say, you know what? sit your ass right there on the bench. You ain't quarterbacking for no team. After what, dude, that's treason what Kirk Cousins did to us. And he don't care. He does not care.
Marcus, that was just as bad as January the 6th, bro. When them folks jumped on the Capitol, that's what this feel like.
Man,
like. I'm keeping that a buck.
You know what? I would tell Kirk Cousins to sit his ass at home. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
Go home. You're not going to play for nobody else. Go home.
Hey,
man, if I'm Terry, like if I'm Terry, I'm not cutting him. If I'm Terry, after this, because mind you, the man cost us a pick walking in the door. Now, what you're telling us is you've been hurt this entire time. Let's just for sake of argument, let's just say he didn't tell nobody. Let's just say he didn't tell nobody.
This guy doesn't miss the kick.
Say what?
No, I'm sorry, the kicker didn't miss the field goal. I'm just going, I thought this kicker was crap. And this man's kicking like he's going to the Hall of Fame.
Shit.
Sorry.
Dude, he chose himself. He chose himself over the logo. Y'all know how I feel about the logo. Y'all know how I feel about that. For that sole reason, I don't care what they do to Kirk. I would not cut him. If I can't get a trade package, you sitting your ass right there on the bench. I refuse to let you fleece another team. I refuse to. So if I got to take $10 million just to watch your ass come in here every day, because I know it's eating you alive, that you can't start for another team.
Send him to New Orleans. No, send him to New Orleans. We all right with it. Let him fleece New Orleans. We fine. Let him fleece the enemy.
I want Kirk Cousins to retire with the bag that we gave him. We got him for 4 years. I want to keep him for 4 years. Because by that time, he ain't going to get no bag no more. From who? I'm going to force him to waive his no trade. I'm going to force him to do that. I'll eat the 10 mil. I was planning to eat it anyway because I thought you was going to be good for 10 years or for 2 years. But now that you're not, hey, listen, I got you. Since you're fully healthy, I got you. Sit your ass on that bench. I'm not allowing him to play for another team, fam. That is so, God, man. This man cost us a playoff spot. He cost us a playoff spot, fam. Oh, Jesus. And I'm looking at Washington.
It's already starting.
Hold on. Let me help you, Marcus.
I'm looking at Washington that we could have beat. I'm looking at Philly that we beat. Yeah. I'm looking at Kansas City that we should have beat, but we didn't get the pass interference call. I guess the checks bounced after the first quarter with Kansas City. I'm sitting here watching all these teams we actually went toe-to-toe with a trash defense. So there's optimism going into next season, man, but this front office, and like I said on my last pod, man, and I'm going to land my plane, I got to take some of the blame with this one because I co-signed Kirk coming here. I co-signed him. But ain't nobody above the logo. Nobody. That's including his ass. So I'm landing my plane right there, fam.
Hey, well, you didn't crash. Well, thank God you didn't crash it and you still alive, bro.
What?
Thank you.
All right, but now let me try. Hold on. Great job. You didn't crash it, but C-Dub will. Here's what I'm going to say. Because, everybody wants to talk about respect. We got to respect the titles. We must respect the coaches. Respect the front office. Can someone tell me when we're supposed to respect Walmart? Because last time I checked, Terry's still asking questions to his upper management if he can make a trade, if he can make a cut. Now, Marcus Washington, if he was my GM, I know Marcus is going into someone's behind. I know Marcus is going to go,
oh, yeah.
You out of my house.
Marcus ain't the only one.
Hold on. Yeah. Let me cook. And then Ryan, up in the top, man, don't you dare cross Ryan. He'll put a foot up in your butt. And I know Red, he'd be the same. Ron already just chop you up. Don't even ask.
Yeah, I'm like everybody down.
Yeah. So here's the problem. We have too many nice people. And then let's talk about our precious precious GM. You know, the one that didn't show up to Senior Bowl. Oh, you know, the one that just doesn't show up to work, apparently, because it's rare we ever hear from him. But when we do, what's the answer that he always likes to give us? It's collaborative. It's collaborative. Marcus, it's collaborative. Ryan, it's a collaborative effort. Red, it's a collaborative effort. My question is this: can we just get all the jokers that you're making this decision with, and you could just sit in the back and push paper clips so we don't have to deal with you? Because you're the problem. And not only that, you look at Raheem. All he is a cheerleader. He's nothing more than rah-rah, kiki. And I loved how everyone was so mad about Kirk Cousins. Folks, for all you asking for a press conference, I'm gotta ask this question. Do you really like watching two guys tap dance? Because that's all that's going to be. Well, D, you know, we were really liking Kurt's way of he was playing, and it was a collaborative effort, and we really didn't see anything. And Zach really was telling me that through the walkthrough, it was a great game. That's all they're going to do is tap dance. They can't be accountable. And that's what all I've said throughout this whole year. Is this team accountable? And they're not. The coach isn't. The GM isn't, and you are seeing your boy Kirk Cousins coming out on TV going, "Yeah, I was hurting. I was, my shoulder, my elbow, my pinky toe. Yeah, my pinky toe on the right foot. Yeah, it hasn't been the same since. But it's just, I just haven't been the same. But what's so crazy in all that, in his 5 games of suctitude, your coach is the one that cost you your playoff life when he couldn't call a timeout. And then he was saying, well, my players should have been faster. Excuse me? When did the Falcons get the X-Men juice? We didn't have that. They called you had 3 timeouts in the first half, and you didn't do nothing to score. You had 2 timeouts in the fourth quarter. If you would have put the foot to the pedal, you would have won. And yet we got to be collaborative, and we got to give people chances. I say screw collaborative and all this chances talk and, these, oh, he's such a good GM. He fixed the cap for us, guys. How much are we over the cap right now? Is that fixing the cap? Because last I checked, you want to be under the cap. Am I missing something? Maybe I'm a hater. Maybe I'm an evil white man hater, or Puerto Rican, because no one knows I'm Puerto Rican probably. But maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. But I thought when you're under the cap, you're in a good situation, not over the cap. So could someone help my little, no knowing self? Because, I may have been lost during the Kendrick Lamar's concert, but at least I had my son going, yeah, Dad, that was actually a good one. I'm like, I actually enjoyed the music. I didn't know when he was mentioning Drake until I heard the line. So that's how I was going through when I thought about the Falcons. Because I'm like, because every fan goes, can my team get to this game? And I go, yes, but we sure have a lot of idiots running this franchise. And that also goes to my last person. When is Mr. Magoo going to get his shit together? I'm sorry, his stuff together. Arthur Blank, stop saying, well, we're a business, we're a collaborative family. No, you hire when you fire Terry Fontenot, and believe me, you will, do me a favor. Hire a GM. Here's a little secret, Arthur, Mr. Magoo. Let him do his job. And then we'll talk. Stop being Jerry Jones.
Now,
and that's the bottom line, because C double said so.
Now, here's the question I got for y'all, because I'm gonna jump on this a little bit. Now, I said there was a problem with the scouting department. I've had people that was on my own. I had people that was in my own camp that was like, nah, you just don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Braylon Trice sat out with a busted knee this year. The man that I said we should have taken was Nolan Smith, and people gave me grief about, oh, he's not going to do this. Okay. Nolan Smith has been balling this year. Let's talk about it.
He's about to get a ring.
I talked about drafting that kid Newton out of Illinois. They pretty much got to the, think about it. Washington got to the NFC Championship game with a rookie and a defense that was stout. All they need is more playmakers on that team. At the wide receiver position, they got everything, if you want to be honest. And all they need is an explosive back. They got the money and the collateral to get it. So again, when you sit back and you look at what's getting ready to be coming next year, Washington, Philly going to be battling for a minute. Then you got to still add into the Rams. They're still a sneaky team. Seattle's going to be up and down. And then you got to look at it. Tampa ain't going nowhere. They promoted within with a guy that they know and they trust. We know nothing about this coordinator that they're bringing in. So again, when you really look at it, and now the offensive coordinator for the Eagles is getting ready to go to New Orleans now. Now we all can't stand the Saints on this panel, but let's be real. When you sit back and you look at what offensive weapons they do have, Kellen Moore is going to bring in some stuff. They might be bankrupt, but they're going to have an offense. That I promise you. So when you sit back and look at what we're going to have to deal with, the question is, how does the damn competency kick in? How does the incompetence step out and walk? I said this a long time ago. So for all you Terry defenders out here, it is what it is. I like Terry. He won me over to a certain extent, but I can't trust him right now. I wanted Louis Riddick from the start. I got hounded for that. I got hounded for saying Louis Riddick should have been in here and Lovie Smith when he got fired. And I said, when you look at respectability, if you're going to bring in a coach that's going to bring that, if you didn't want to go the route of Belichick, you should have got Lovie Smith, because I guarantee you we win this weak division that we're in if we have him in leadership. Hell, even Steve Wilkes. So again, when we look at it, you pretty much got a yes man that likes to tap dance. And I just call him Miss. I'm gonna tell you this here. Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot are pretty much the modern day Nicholas brothers. That's pretty much what they are. If you don't know who the Nicholas brothers are, please do your Google research. They are some of the greatest tap dancers of all time. And matter of fact, if you've seen the 5 Heartbeats and you remember a little short man named Sarge, that's Harold Nichols. That's one of the Nicholas brothers. So again,
Mckay.
I was just going to say that, Ryan.
I figured Marcus was getting ready to bust up here and talking about some.
I was gonna say you can meet half one of them. See the heartbeat.
Listen,
you know that movie trip you want finna get by me, especially that one.
No, but just think about it, man. We got the Nicholas brothers in leadership right now that's tap dancing that really won't make any true splashes. They want to take everything safe. Listen, you can't be safe with everything. You can't. Part of this game, the part of being in a leadership role, and this goes in anything you do, you got to be willing to take a chance. When sometimes it might not look good, you might have to take a chance. You got to take a gamble. This is what separates legendary, greatness, and anything else that you can put in that word phenomenal. Any of these positive words that I'm throwing out. This is the difference between legends and dopes. Right now, we got a dope for a coach. Right now, we got a dope for a general manager. Like, here's my thing. When are you going to step up and actually put your foot down? I get that this is your first gig as a GM, but listen, if you're going to go out of here and get fired on your own terms. Get fired on your own terms by making a move to where not just you get the people on your side, get the fans on your side with this. You literally pretty much is going to force management to step back and let you do your job, especially if it works out. Now, if it don't work out, it is what it is. But you already know that both of y'all asses are on the hot seat right now because you literally let all this talent walk out of this state, and not just there. You had talent in Texas you could have drafted, you let go. You had talent many different places, but you're enamored with West Coast schools. You're enamored with with some of these Midwest schools that don't mean a damn thing. Like, hell, if you're willing to draft out of Montana State, when are you going to start drafting out of HBCUs? You got a couple of HBCU players in this game that's about to get rings right now. You got a few. And they were big time on Philly special teams. So again, when are you going to start evaluating things correctly and start having just the mindset of I gotta win. I gotta win. Stop being conservative. Stop being a miser. Stop being as tight as a miser, baby. Get it together.
I mean, if our GM is missing the Senior Bowl, which is a bowl that a lot of people go to, what makes you think he's actually looking at HBCUs? What makes you think he's looking at the smaller schools?
Because of the fact that he didn't go to the Senior Bowl, that should tell you enough right there. Mm-hmm. If you didn't go to the Senior Bowl, he damn sure ain't going to the Legacy Bowl that's coming up, man. Hey. Think about it. You asked the question, I got the answer for you with that one. And Marcus, I want you to break this down. Think about this, bro. This is what else you got to remember. Everybody forgets that Ben Johnson went to Chicago. Ben Johnson done loaded up with his coordinators with a talented team. And then you still got to count on Green Bay. So, Marcus, how do you see the NFC shaping out next year with all the stuff that we're seeing right now?
Well, I'm actually gonna give Terry a little flack, but for a positive reason, right? Now, I think the worst thing, and this was probably beyond his control, was Raheem Morris being the coach. I also put him under the blade because he let Raheem Morris bring in 2 first-timers as coordinators. That to me was, before the season, we had no idea what our team was going to look like. None. We didn't know we were going to look like offensively or defensively. We took a step back in a bad way defensively. Offensively, we started off the season 6-3. You know, now this is the same guy. This is the same Terry who brought in Bijan, who could be a generational running back. You know, he's the same GM that got Michael Penix in case things went bust with Kirk Cousins. That's turning out to be a very, very genius move now that we see what the hell Kirk Cousins is on, right?
Marcus, that saved his ass. Let's be real. That saved his ass.
Yeah, but let's look at it this way. He did this and Kirk didn't even know about it. So they had a game plan. They were going after another quarterback just in case this one doesn't pan out. Now we got a little serving size of Michael Penix. We got the same serving size that we got with Desmond Ridder. But I can tell you, I want more of Penix. Desmond, we kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt because it's like, oh man, he's a rookie, you know, he'll be all right. We're looking at Penix like, bro, did you see that? You see that 3rd and 20? You see how he spun that ball to Pitts? Like, we're looking at him like, yeah, you know what, Kirk, you can go wherever the hell you want to go. So when I look at the landscape of the NFC, Green Bay with Jordan Love, he's still got some stuff he's working out with. He's a little too gunslingerish for me, but that's mostly been Green Bay quarterbacks throughout the course of their franchise. Washington, they played too close to the sun this year, along with Kansas City. So a lot of those games,
they young team. Washington, yeah, but excuse.
Think about this.
They played with Marcus. They played with house money this year, bro.
Think about this though.
They played with house money.
They played too close to the sun. There were 3 games that teams basically gave them. We gave them a game. Who was that earlier where they had
it was Philly.
No, it was Chicago. Chicago had the game won. So if they lose 2 of those games, we in the playoffs by default. They played a lot of those games too close to the sun, and then they ran into Philly, got their head beat in. Kansas City, same situation.
So, Mark, right? Hold up. Do you believe? So we get to the playoffs. We get in there, they lose them games. So do you believe that we would have made noise, or do you believe that what would have happened is Penix would have been going up against a better pass rush, and we would have literally had to make sure that this kid made it out of that game in one piece, depending on the defense we'd have played, especially if we'd have lined up against Philly in the first game.
But look at how he was playing the pass rush in the 3 games.
Very true. But remember,
these games that we – go ahead.
I said Philly got a front 4, and everybody knows that. Think about it. They was making Mahomes look goofy with just a front 4. They didn't even really bring the house like that. So imagine if they bring the house, because you got Josh Sweat on the side who we passed on. You got Jordan Davis holding up the line. You got Jalen Carter. You got all these monsters that are up. Nolan Smith on the outside. And then we're not even talking about the fact that you got Jeremiah Trotter, who we passed on, who we said would have helped the linebacking core. And then you just look at how they are built on that defense, bro. That defense wins championships, and their GM understood.
Let me ask you this real quick, Ryan. Were they on the team at the beginning of the year?
Which one? Yeah, all those guys I named, they were. Yes. The only guy that wasn't was Lewis Sane. Other than that,
and we beat them.
AJ Brown didn't play in that game, by the way.
AJ Brown didn't play in that first game.
I get you, but the fact is, they didn't step on the gas when they played us. They didn't beat us like they just beat Kansas City. They screwed up with us at the end when they threw to Saquon and not just handed it to them. They gave us that game. Listen, I 100% agree with you, but it went down to the fourth quarter. They absolutely took Kansas City's draws off tonight. They didn't do that with us. Now, mind you, we're not Kansas City, and they still couldn't do that to us. So I'm looking at a lot of the games that we played. I'm looking at the Denver game in particular, where we absolutely got destroyed. I'm looking at Minnesota. They didn't really take off on us until the fourth quarter, where the defense just decided they ain't playing no more. But if you look at a lot of these games that we played, teams weren't really beating us into the ground. Mind you, our defense was trash. And then Kirk Cousins decided, hey, I'm going to take a month off of playing football. But I'm going to still be playing football, though. So, to me, what we need to do this season, defense, that's it. Now, we brought back in a guy with Jeff Ulbrich. I've been telling people we've been playing the wrong scheme the entire time. What does he do? He comes in and changes the scheme. I'm like, I'm not even a defensive savant. And I can tell, listen, my rule of thumb is this.
Earlier this year, bro, I said we should have been in the 3-4. We not built for it. It should have been 4-3 or 4-4.
Hey, but that was what we're doing. You know why I agree with you though, Marcus? Because when you look at that press conference, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't sold on Ulbrich, like I say. I was with Martindale, but I'm gonna tell you, after that Ulbrich interview, when they asked him about the Raheem stats of a losers coming and he almost spit his water out, that let me know right there that, like he said, I may have to challenge Raheem, but I can do that because I know him like that. When he said,
did he go out?
He said that with these type of offenses, you can't run a regular 3-4 or a 4-3. You have to have multiple fronts. You got to have exotic looks. You can't just run a straight 3-4 or 4-3 anymore. You got to have a hybrid scheme. You got to be able to flip in between schemes, and you want to flip in between schemes. It don't matter what scheme you run until you go get you a solidified zero tech, like John say, just to sit his stomach on the field. Most of that stuff you want to do, and the middle linebacker is not going to work. But the only thing make me mad is, if you really think about it, we had a chance to have that whole Georgia roster. I thought about it during this game. We could have had.
What you mean you thought about it? I've been saying this BS all year.
Wait a minute, I've been saying it.
So no, what I'm saying is some people only look at Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. I'm looking at, we had an opportunity to have Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and Kilo Ringo. We had a chance because some of them, Ringo didn't even go that high.
Nope, we could have had Ringo at the safety spot opposed to Richie Grant still being here. Richie should have been gone a long time ago.
What?
We've been saying that.
Hey, but I'll say this though, even though that Philly defense is what it is, they had some pieces last year, and I think they went they went 10-0 before teams started figuring them out. And the way that they figured them out, it wasn't on the defensive side of the ball; it was the offensive side of the ball. They figured out how to slow Philly down offensively to get more possessions. So what does Philly do? Philly goes out and fleeces the Giants for Saquon Barkley. Say what you want about this defense. If Saquon does not go off the way that he did in these playoffs, they probably ain't there. And that's just the truth. Because there were some games where Saquon single-handedly, there were 2 games where he hit 2 walk-off touchdowns.
3.
The game was still close.
Rams,
Hey,
it was against the Rams, and then also against Washington.
If you look at, I'm gonna show you something. Look at how God worked, right? Truthfully, Philly wanted Bijan. They didn't want Jalen Carter. They knew we were getting Jalen Carter, but we ended up getting Bijan instead.
Yeah.
Then they turn around. Well, the Giants, damn, you gonna drop Saquon Barkley? All right. We got Bijan. They got Bijan Robinson times 2,000.
Yeah.
Because Philly didn't even want Jalen Carter. They wanted Bijan Robinson, and the Falcons knew that. That's why Arthur Smith went and picked Bijan.
But really, we should have got Jalen Carter.
Yeah, but see, they were trying to. The Falcons was trying to see what it was. Terry said he wanted to draft and then trade back up. So what they figured was, we could get Bijan and trade back up, but what they keep failing to realize is teams don't like us like that to let us trade back. They don't want to see us get better like that. They want to keep us the laughing stock, so no team is going to trade back up with us in the first round unless they can fleece us like Kirk Cousins. Because I got a saying now, boy, I don't want you to Kirk Cousins me. For real.
Hey, you better get that. You better get that copyrighted because
we got some. Hey,
you better get that copyrighted because we got some people that do watch the show and they like to steal stuff from people and make money off of it. So you might want to go ahead and handle your business with that, family.
Go to the courthouse.
Hey, hold up. Rich was the first one to say that. So if y'all see this on any other podcast, skit, or whatever, I'm letting you know now. Please call it out because Rich was the first one to say that.
Right. I'm about to put a trademark on that.
Yeah. Hey, but you know the funny thing about it, I was talking to somebody earlier today, and I told him, I'm like, we're not that far off. We're not that far off.
Really not.
If the defense and I mean 5 weeks or 4 weeks of bad quarterback play, man. You know, and then we barely got past Vegas, barely got past them. But I'm like, man, if Atlanta can get the offense and the defense on the same accord in a year, we always have peanut butter, we don't have jelly. If we can get on the same accord like we did on the back end of 2016, you saw what happened. Once this defense clicked, this offense was already going off. But once this defense clicked, fam, I don't know how many times on that back end after we played Kansas City, ironically, and went on the bye, how many times I saw Matt Ryan sitting on the bench in the fourth quarter because the game was already over. You got to think, once we got it in sync, we became one of the best offenses in NFL history. And this was with Julio Jones, Matt Ryan. Now we did have a double-edged monster in Freeman and Coleman. I think between both of them, there was one fumble that entire year. Then we look at Bijan. Bijan played pretty much about as perfect as you could at that position this year. Now, I don't like the balance that we had with Algier. I felt like they focused way too much on Bijan when they had this stud right behind him. You know, so again, I'm gonna chalk that up to that being Zach Robinson's first year. But we're not that far off, fam. You fix this defense, you get a defensive coordinator who doesn't need the training wheels on him.
Hold up, Marcus. It wasn't just Zach Robinson's first year doing that. Let me go ahead and I gotta put that out there. They did that with Arthur Smith here last year too. They focused on Bijan than they did Tyler. So again, they literally have done that in 2 different coaching staffs, bro. Two different coaching staffs.
But you want to know what's the crazy thing, though? Even past all that, I still watch the Super Bowl with the 2 teams that I still don't think can beat us with Michael Penix. And that's just me. I watch the quarterback play. Yeah, they got arms. Yeah, they can move a little bit. But I'm to a point where now I can honestly say my quarterback can do that too. So one day I heard Michael Penix say that, let me know we gonna be deadly next year. Michael Penix said, I stopped running because of my injury in that interview. He said, I realized in the NFL, I'm gonna have to go back to running. So if he can get that type of game inside of what he already do as a pocket passer, boy, we finna be deadly next year. I didn't really see no teams that could really beat us. None of these teams I'm looking at really could beat the Falcons. We just were beating ourselves.
The story of our lives.
Yeah.
I mean, guys.
Wait a minute. Washington definitely. Washington.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Go ahead, Ryan. My bad. No, go ahead. My bad.
I was saying go ahead because I was getting ready to jump on what he said, but as soon as you said Washington, I'm sitting back with this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I look at the Washington game. When you mentioned he started using his legs, it was that game when he had to start making plays. He wanted to stay in the pocket, but there were some plays where it was just broke. So he started using his legs. I wish Desmond Ridder would have learned that he had legs when he played for us, because he forgot he had legs. He forgot he had them. And I'm like, how do you have this speed? Yeah, how do you have this speed and not run? But Michael Penix, I don't know whether it was instinctual, but there was one play where he got out the pocket and he just took off. And after that play, it was just like, hey, if I ain't got it, I'm gonna find yards somewhere. This is what we see Jalen Hurts do.
I know what
this is what we saw. This is what we saw Jaden Daniels do.
Hey, I know exactly what play you're talking about, because when he took off, if that player hadn't grabbed if that Washington defensive player hadn't grabbed Penny's back foot, the back of Penny's foot, he would have took off. For real.
Yeah, man. This is why I'm.
Hey, so I got.
I trust this guy with the ball.
So here's the thing, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how many of y'all are salty about it, or if y'all feeling, or if y'all just. It's not the fact that the Eagles won the Super Bowl. For me, it's not, because they had one of the best teams in the league this year, all year.
Yeah,
can't deny that. The thing that I'm upset about is the fact that we have a fan base that continues to perpetuate this BS. They continue to perpetuate this BS. And everyone wants to say, oh, well, you just hating, and this it. Here's my thing, Falcon fans and Falcon family. When are you going to stop being enamored with splash plays, putting up good numbers, but not equaling no wins? When are we going to start demanding wins from this team? I don't give a damn about Bijan going to the Pro Bowl. Love Kadero Hodge. Love my HBCU boy. I don't give a damn about him going to the Pro Bowl. I want to see these boys go to the Super Bowl. To hell with the Pro Bowl. That's what I want to see. And at this point, we got to change the mindset of this culture here. And it starts with us. Let's be real. It starts with us. It ain't just them in that front office. It starts with us. Until we change the mindset of just being satisfied with being entertained, it ain't gonna never change. It's never going to change. So until you start demanding this franchise to start having wins, and the way that you do that, guess what? The money that you've been spending, stop spending it. They'll get the message. You don't understand financial gain for this team will force management's hand. It will force management's hand, and you've got to understand that. And until we can force management's hand at this, we're gonna still keep getting the same results. We're gonna keep going over here with these BS draft picks that we get from certain schools or whatever, and not going after guys that can really make an impact on this team. Because we've gone offense every draft in the first round, minus this year.
I'm gonna be honest though. I'm gonna tell you one reason why I don't see that this year is because one thing that I remember from that Jeff Ulbrich interview, when they asked him about our pass rush, and he damn near laughed. And the way he said what he said about Grady and Anya Mata and all of them, as much as I love Grady, I'm gonna be honest, he may be finna get rid of everybody on that front line. Just about, except for the rookies, but the way it's looking, I'm thinking we're gonna go defense, because like he said, he needs some dogs. One thing about Albert when he was with the Jets, regardless of how much you don't like him. That man had dogs on that
Wait a minute, Rich. He was responsible for us bringing Tat McKinley's ass in here. Yeah, you forgot that, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I don't really put that on him. I put that more on Quinn.
No, I put that on Quinn too, but guess what? He was the main one that was sitting there pretty much putting that out there for him. Come on, dog.
But Tat McKinley wasn't no bad player. He just had an attitude problem. I seen him when he was at UCLA.
Yeah, he was injury prone.
But our problem is we don't draft from Georgia. Not keep it 100. We don't. Why go to UCLA and all of them, and we got all these great players coming from Georgia? I don't understand that shit.
Coming from the South, period.
Nah, it's just the South, period, bro. It's a few schools that I don't. It's a few schools I already said I'm done with drafting from. I don't want nothing else from University of Florida. I'm just telling you that now. Y'all can call me. Y'all can say I'm a hater, but the last first two round picks that we've had from Keanu Neal to Kyle Pitts, again, suspect production. Right. I don't give a damn. No. You can say what you want. Numbers don't lie.
So when we going to start drafting from the South? I'm
looking at it like this, bro. We need more on the offensive line as well. That's what people not talking about. That's something else you got to have. We need another center. I know everybody is saying that. Okay, well, we got Drew Dalman. Here's my thing. Drew Dalman's been a disappointment. I'm gonna look at it like this. You got Cooper Mays at Tennessee, that's actually one of the best linemen in the country at this point. You don't want to draft any guys that's not too far from your backyard, and you're seeing that a team like Philly doesn't mind coming to the SEC, taking guys, or they go to different schools where they're gonna pluck guys that have been consistent players, but they don't have to be the guys that are front and center like that. Let's be honest on that, man.
Right.
And I'll say, I'll just say this here.
I understand why they don't draft from Georgia.
I'll hold. Wait a minute. So we got a guy. I got Trammell. He says Penix is better than Jaden Daniels as well. If we protect him, the sky's the limit. I ain't gonna sit there and say that, fam.
Me either.
I watched Jaden Daniels at LSU not have anything and produce and still win a Heisman Trophy, even with a bad year. So at the end of the day, it's like this. I love Michael Penix Jr., but you ain't finna crap on Jaden Daniels either. That man was a true rookie and took a team that was not supposed to be deep in the playoffs to the NFC Championship game. It ain't going nowhere. They gonna be here for a minute. So I just look at it like this, man. Until we get our scouting department correct, we're gonna continue to still have the same things. And
I don't think it's the scouting department, though. I sort of understand why they don't draft from Georgia to a certain degree.
Why?
Because it's just like with Jalen Carter. It's not if he would have been good here. It's just the fact that when they so close to a lot of them players do cause problems. We not gonna act like they don't. So bringing them to
kids.
Nah, hold on. Let me finish. Bringing them to Atlanta is like leaving them in the backyard. So sometimes I sort of understand why they don't do it, because first of all, with the Falcon filter, they're not going to allow it. Second of all, sometimes players don't perform the same when they right in their backyard. It's just like if he came here and wouldn't have put up the production he put in Philly, he ain't got them. Man, y'all gotta understand, man. One thing.
All right, hold on. We're making way too many. All right, look.
Hold on. Let me finish, C-Dub. Let me.
All right, go ahead.
Let me finish. Because one thing you still fail to realize what I was going to tell you.
I've been waiting, but
hold on. Atlanta got too many distractions for the wrong type of player, bro. You say what you want, feel how you want. Atlanta has a lot of distractions, and if a player's not focused, and you can go check with numerous of Falcon players, Hawks players, they tell you if you're not focused, Atlanta's just not the city for you to come play in. It's not.
Okay.
Hey, Rich, man, you got to pass the mic, dog. You've been holding.
Let me start you right there.
C-Dub got it. Hold up. C-Dub been waiting patiently. Y'all got to let C-Dub go, man, because he's been waiting for a minute. So if y'all can have a chance to get back on it, but go ahead, C-Dub. No. No. I got control of this here. You've been waiting. I got you.
No, I got you.
Go ahead.
No, here's my thing. I get what everyone's saying, but again, this management isn't accountable. We're talking about a guy that didn't want to show up to freaking Senior Bowl. Okay, I hear it's like he did a great job with Penix. Yes, that saved his ass. Do we not talk about the Pitts? Do we not talk about Mayfield? Do we not talk about Richie Grant, who needs to go away for coupon? I mean, we've got guys on this team that are busters. You ever notice when some of these guys go from our team, they never go anywhere else? There's a reason for that. It's the Falcon filter. And the other thing, I am sick and tired of hearing why we don't go for guys. I get it. But it's so annoying because, again, we're wondering what's the problem. And I keep saying the same thing. That stupid GM you have who wants to play middle management because he's too busy wondering if his upper heads will let him be a GM. But we all know he's really asking if he can use the proper toilet paper or not. And then we have a coach who wants to tap dance like Nipsey Russell. And again, I don't care anymore. I want a winner. If you see a guy like Jalen Carter, who people were somebody in the podcasting bit or the podcasting circle tried to say that Bijan had a better year than Jalen Carter. Well, Jalen Carter just won a Super Bowl and went to the Pro Bowl. Oh, it's really nice when you're the Super Bowl team because you don't have to worry about playing in the stupid Pro Bowl. And I bet you they're really upset about not playing in the Pro Bowl. Oh, wait a minute. They just got a ring. That's what we're talking about. If he played for the Falcons, I would have asked, what was our leadership looking like? Because then you could have had someone that probably said, hey, let's get in line, man. We need you to play. You telling me Grady Jarrett can't do that? You telling me Calais Campbell couldn't do it? That's my problem. We had guys that could be leaders for guys like Jalen Carter. We just wanted flash, as Ryan said. And in my view, the biggest change that we need is in the GM position. And it's not about, Terry did a great job for our cap. Again, last I checked, we're over the cap, not under. So if we have such a great job in handling the cap, how come are we over?
I gotta address something real quick, C-Dub. So I'm not gonna do it in the chat. I'm gonna do it right here. So here's my thing. You're sitting here talking about giving chemistry. All right, let's talk about the O-line. There's nobody protecting this blind side. See, this is the type of foolishness that I be talking about. We've been saying you got to draft a right tackle. Michael Penix Jr. literally has nobody protecting his blind side. They have to sit Charlie Warner out there to help him out or bring in Tyler Algier to that side to help out. So again,
and I've been wondering why we're not looking at right tackles.
No. What I'm saying is you can't sit there and say that if he has this here, he's going to be this here. Here's my thing. He's not going to always be able to step up in the pocket. He's not going to always be able to run because again, you're talking about his blind side. So until we fix that, let's just be real. He's still going to be in a situation where he struggles. So again, yes, he did well. No one had film on him. Now you have film on him right now. You have film on him. Defenses can prepare for the young man now, and they pretty much are going to look at tendencies, and that is something that you're not paying attention to. They're going to blitz the weak side all day. Yeah, they're going to blitz that side all day, and you apparently see that there's a huge breakdown on that right side, Penix's blind side. So again, all I'm saying is this here. I'm not going to sit there and crap on Jaden Daniels like that. You can't do that. You just can't. The man got a Heisman for a reason. The man was the offensive player of the year for a reason. So again, we're not going to sit there and do that. All I'm saying is at this point, Philly got a championship with players that we had a chance to get. I don't want to hear all that BS about, well, we drafted someone. No, it's like this. You either going to draft players or you're not going to draft them, period. That's just how that goes. You either want to win or you don't. It's time for this organization to take the step forward because you got somebody now with Arthur Blank that generously throws his money away because we saw how he did it with Kirk. Now we got to see if can we actually bring a team together to where they're going to throw money. They're going to throw money in the right positions to help us win. Ron, what you got?
I tired of losing, man. I am so tired of MF losing because, like you just said, we could draft all these players on Philly, but we don't want those type of players. We want the Bible-built players, the one that don't cuss, the one that don't get in trouble. That's been our main thing for the longest. Philly don't care. They'll be like, oh, Jalen Carter, okay, come on. No, Nolan Smith, come on. They don't care. They get the job done. And they in the Super Bowl and win one. We had not won one since when? Ever. So to
where
put
Rich
that
go?
BS to the side and draft dogs from the South, we will be in the same boat again and again.
So, Rich, and I want to ask you this, man. So now, with the season is pretty much officially over with at this point. Now, we've already seen how things are getting ready to go. The question is, at this point, the press conference, and I wanted to talk to you about this here because you mentioned the press conference with Olbrick. And here's my thing. With the press conference with Olbrick, it doesn't mean a damn thing because we've seen people come in here and play lip service many a days. And guess what? It still doesn't equate to wins. Everybody gets hung up on the lip service. I'm all about what action are we taking. That's where I'm at.
Well, see, the reason why it matters to me is because I like to judge the character of a man. So when I'm sitting there listening to him, I'm reading body language. A lot of people ain't reading body language. A lot of people just because they angry. Me, I'm not looking at it from an angry hat. I'm looking at it from reading a person's body language. Like with Raheem body language, I've been told folks that man finessing. I've been knew that. Like this, I ain't slow to it. I've been doing this for years. You know what I'm saying? I'm trained to read your body language because of what I used to do. I have to be able to read your body language. I be in too many dangerous. I used to be in too many dangerous places and too many dangerous spots. So I've been telling people Raheem body language scream finesse. But when I seen Aubrey body language, I seen him laugh at stuff that they said Raheem said because he knew it was BS. He know stats ain't for losers. He know we need a pass rush. He know that front four ain't getting it. That's why when they asked him about it, he was honest. Yeah, Grady Jarrett, on your mount. See, that's and what he said is what let me know. He said, see, I can go have them tough conversations. Like, I think that's the problem. I don't think Jeff Ulbrich finna go in there being a yes man. I just honestly don't because they already have a relationship where if they disagree, he knows how to diffuse the disagreement. But like he said, he even said we got to get some dogs on that front line.
But Rich, it doesn't even matter what he says in that sense because guess what? The difference was last time Raheem was an interim head coach when they were working together.
I'm not
it's a difference when I'm just saying it's a difference when you got that power of being the man in charge and you're not on a audition basis. Raheem is the man right now. So guess what? Yeah, you say that he's gonna challenge him or whatnot, but let's see. Because again, all I'm saying is this: at this point, if you have nothing in the trenches, defensively or offensively, you are not gonna win a damn thing.
But see, that's what I'm saying. He already said that. That's what I'm getting. People are just angry right now. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's not even that, bro. Let's be real. He's saying that, but let's look at the general manager.
I don't hold that against that man like everybody else do because I can tell that he know it's BS. He know it. He basically was laughing when they asked him. He know our front four BS.
No, what I'm saying is this. Yeah, he's saying that, but the question is, he's saying one thing, but we all know that the management always goes in a different direction. We all know that. So again,
I don't think they will this year. I don't think Arthur Blank gonna put up with it this year. Because if you remember, Arthur Blank wanted defense last year.
I got a question for you. What's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing, looking for a different result.
And what have we been doing? What have we been doing with this organization?
See, I see it's a lot. I can't give it like that because I know this business. I'm not looking at it from a player standpoint or a fan standpoint. I know they said Arthur Smith wanted defense last year. That's why they had to take him to see Penny. So to a certain degree, Arthur Blank knows what he wants. They just keep talking him out of it. He knew he wanted Belichick. They talked him out of it. So
here's the question. When are you going to stand up? You the man with the money, right? You're a businessman. So me and you can talk business because I can tell you the birdcage is a business. I'm going to tell you just like this here. If you're the man that's in charge, you're the man, the top dog, you pretty much the done data. You got the money. You have all of this. You're letting people talk you out of it. I get listening to your confidence, but sometimes from being a business owner and being a top dog, you have to go against the grain at times, and it's going to piss people off. Sometimes you have to make change, but me and you going to get back to it. But I see John that slid up in here. What's going on, John?
Good evening, peoples. I told a joke early in the season when Raheem Morris had won the press conference about this man that was going to war, and they kept refusing him because he had a speech impediment. The last time he went down to the draft board, they accepted him. And the lady asked, well, why did they accept you this time and kept refusing you those other 3 times? He said, the speech making is over. They want fighters now. That's where you are with your head coach. Winning the press conference has never been anything impressive to me because the thing is that you don't get game credit for press conference one. You don't get game credit for swaying the masses, wooing the masses, or anything. You get credit for what you do down there on the field. Mm-hmm. And let me talk to all of these people who tried to say, well, you can't draft everybody from the University of Georgia. Let me tell you something. The University of Georgia just won a Super Bowl. I don't know how they managed to do it being in college football, but the University of Georgia has 2 national championships and a damn Super Bowl ring. Because the people knew on Philadelphia, as well as many other franchises.
Pittsburgh is the other one, John.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, New England,
Green Bay,
come down here to the grocery store. Don't big lots getting ready to close.
Just name all the teams. Name all the teams that's not the Falcons. It seems like we're the only team that don't pick players.
Yeah,
and John, think about it. Now we all was sitting here talking about how the fact that, and Rich mentioned this earlier. He was like, "Well, they know stuff that goes on, and yeah, it's in their backyard." But here's the thing: sometimes you're gonna have to get rid of the choir boys and start bringing in guys that might got a little bit of a rough edge. Michael Vick scarred Arthur Blank. He scarred Arthur Blank, dog. Because even if it wasn't guys from Georgia,
I'm basically saying.
Oh no, it wasn't. But think about it. It wasn't just Georgia players, because there have been players that have been around the country that could have helped us out, but Arthur wouldn't touch them because they had a bit of a sketchy past. It's not just dog players.
Man,
it's other cats too.
I am tired of folks taking up for this cat, this little pussy cat owner. Okay, look, this is over 10 years.
I'm not taking up for him. I'm
almost 20 years ago. You trying to win, Mr. Blank, or not? Okay. Now, we didn't tell you to roll Michael Vick on the field in a wheelchair and come back with egg on your face. All right, but it happened. Get over it, man. You're a billionaire. Now we trying to win football games, and there are certain players that you got to get. As a matter of fact, what are you doing in the football business anyway? You don't know football. Stay out of it. That's why you was rolling Michael Vick around in a wheelchair. They didn't want you in the meeting room. Go down there and roll the quarterback around in a wheelchair.
That's why I said what I said, Red, because they're able to talk Arthur Blank out of the players that he know he want and need because he don't really know foot. Think about it. Last year he wanted defense. They flew him up there to see Michael Penix. He like, okay. The year before that, he wanted defense. Arthur Smith convinced him to get beat. You see what I'm saying? So he know what he need, but he don't really know football. So he lets them talk him out of certain players.
Well,
but the problem that I'm seeing here with all of that is Rich Mckay.
That's basically what I'm saying.
Rich Mckay is the problem. Did you see who Saquon Barkley hugged and picked up off the ground? He went right to the GM from the Giants. That vice president of player personnel for the Eagles who rescued him from the Giants, because that was the biggest move that was made to put this team over the top. I mean, getting Saquon Barkley and that run game. And man, look, Arthur Blank has got to be just like Jeffrey Lurie. You don't hear nothing out of Jeffrey Lurie. You hear absolutely nothing out of him. They showed him sitting up there in his seat like a good owner should. You know, your vice president of player operations or whatever it is that their big kahuna football person title is. He was the one making the moves. I mean, Lurie stayed out of the way. And that's the same thing that Arthur Blank has to do. But Arthur Blank and Rich Mckay are just like Ted Turner and Stan Kasten. The Braves didn't do nothing until they got Stan Kasten out of the way and got a real baseball manager in there. And see, that's what's going to have to happen. Rich Mckay has got to go over to the Dream or to the soccer team. I don't care if the Jokers with the lacrosse team. Go over there. Stay over there. Don't come back here because you ain't been doing nothing but messing up ever since you've been here. And hire someone, if it's not Fontenot or Beatles, because see, we found out that those two weren't doing anything but just holding down office space the 3 years. Well, Fontenot, the 3 years of Arthur Smith, Beatles last year when he got the job as president. So man, I'm just incensed. The Eagles have gone and won 2 Super Bowls since we got there. And
John, you missed something. They've been to 3 Super Bowls since
they done been to
not
3.
not just gone. They won 2 out of 3. So guess what? They did what they were supposed to do since 2017 all the way up until now. So at this point, we got to call a spade a spade. We got a newcomer. We got a newcomer up in the building. What's going on, Trimmer? What's going on, fam? Welcome to the cage.
What's up, man? Making no comments before.
What's good?
You hear me?
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I hope you got some better comments than what you were typing.
Don't start, Red. What's up, Trimmer?
My bad. I forgot. We got to welcome the new guys with grace and hospitality.
Nah, he can speak his mind. Hey, it's just you already know. I don't mind y'all going back and forth, but we gonna have some decorum about it. You already know how we get down up in here. So, hey, what's going on?
Hey man, the thing about it is, I don't even y'all good. And like, he is being mesmerized by other people. It might be Rich Mckay. I don't know who it is, but about it is that we beat the team who just won the Super Bowl, and so I feel like we not far along when Rankin Smith like when Rankin Smith was owning this team. He not far off. We do need to get this defense together though. We definitely need to get. I feel like the offense is good, and like bro was saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, we do need to tighten up the offensive line. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we not far off. And then, you know what I'm saying? I was looking at the Super Bowl. It reminded me of how we was beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl. It reminded me of that shit. I was so happy in that first half, and then it was just like,
You ain't been that happy since.
boy, I ain't been that happy. And then it was just like the Eagles kept putting their foot on their neck. You know what I mean? And man,
Good coaching staff.
Y'all, we have
and it
been
comes with good man.
neglecting
It comes from good management as
for
well. This is what
years.
happens.
Yep.
This is what happens when we talk about management at this point. I've been saying this from the start. This is just what it is. So Will was good and Trey was good, man.
Yeah, man, kudos to the Eagles, man. They paid lights out. They learned from these lessons, and shout out to the scout department, man. They just got some dogs mentality, and I hate to say it, man. I'm calling Terry Font in a while. I'm calling Raheem Morrison off the blank because you should learn how to scout defensive players in needs that what you need to have a Super Bowl contending team. Right now, we don't have the right players on it. We have the right players, but we just need like more.
No, we don't.
What's what I'm trying to say? We need more like better players in the trenches. Like
we don't have the right players. You were right. We don't have the right players.
and we don't like me personally. We have to nail the draft. I know we don't have no cap space this all season, so my main focus is we need to just go ahead and take some of these people who got these high roster players and just like, hey, we appreciate you for your service, but you got to go. But with that being said, man, we got to nail this draft this all season, fellas, man. It's a playoff a bust for me because the NFC South ain't getting no better because they just hired the dude from Philly, the offense coordinator for the Saints. So Raheem Morris, I hope you learn your lessons, and you need to play your starters in preseason, man.
They got too much to worry about in New Orleans with money right now. They got too much to worry about right now in New Orleans with money, and at this point, they stuck. At this point, they'll find a way. They always do, but they're stuck right now. You got a new coach that's coming in. You don't know what's going to happen with those guys, and then they have that off the field scandal that's going on right now with them being tied to that church and everything else. So we don't know what's going to happen with New Orleans. So
don't sleep on Carolina though, because
it's not even just Carolina. You got to look at Chicago. You got to look at Green Bay, Philly,
49ers.
Washington. You still got the Rams, and then people keep sleeping on Seattle. Don't do that. At this point, you can't do that because they still got talent there. What's up, Trey? What you got?
What's up, everybody? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on to everybody? Good evening, man. Good evening, man. Hope nobody was sipping too much tonight during the Super Bowl, man. I just popped in right quick to say what's up, man. Boy, was this a straight up beat down tonight? You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe some of y'all did. I don't think I expected the kind of beat down. I thought we would have a defensive game. I really thought both teams had good defenses, but I did not expect to see a beat down like this. But I'm gonna tell you, because I didn't expect to be talking about Falcons. But the funny thing is, when you look around the NFL, certain teams just draft and believe in a certain trend for their team and a certain culture. And as long as I can remember, whether the Eagles were contending or not, the Eagles have always had defensive line players and they've always had offensive line players. There have been some years here and there where they weren't as good as others, but they keep them a defensive line and they keep an offensive line, and then they have to plug in the rest of the pieces. They say it's a copycat league. Well, when are we going to decide to copycat that winning form? We keep trying to copycat the sizzle form.
Until you change your management at the
friends stack up the skill players.
We love yes. The Falcons are finesse. I remember one time, and I think Ryan probably remembers it, where we were blocking for the run and shoot, and they said what we did, we influence blocked.
What?
We influence block. We would turn to the side, let the man get by. Another man would pop him this way. Another one would pop him that way. Oh, that was a good influence block by the tight and the left end there, right? What? And the man goes back there and just kills Chris Miller, And see, look, I've told man, I've been a fan of this team since 1966 when they put ink to paper. I've been hollering and yelling this. I need my players either from the SEC, particularly the University of Georgia, or for the Ring of Fire.
I agree.
To have a power at the
John,
end of the game. If the money 350, she going on the line. Okay.
But I ain't mean to cut y'all off, man. It's like Ryan said, it's a scouting department, man. It's a scout department.
Saying this for years, bro. Everybody been laughing at me when I said that. You got people that don't understand how to evaluate talent. Been saying this for the longest.
They too busy getting church boys instead of getting players who got off the field issues. And the people who have the off the field issues, when teams take a gamble with them, they play with a chip on their shoulder. And the Falcons don't do that. They want to hire them yes man boys, and that's the problem. And like Ryan said, we have to address the trenches. That's the most important value that you need on any team. Defensive tackles, linebackers, stuff that we need. That's what we lacking right now. So with that being said, fellas, I'm gonna be in the back. I'm at work. I'm about to get off. Y'all be safe. You know, I just came from Atlanta yesterday and stuff. So I'm gonna be in the back. I'm gonna enjoy the show, man. But like I say, I just hope Radio Raheem learn his. I went to the combine. I was very disappointed in you. You on the hot seat. So I'm gonna be in the back, fellas. I appreciate y'all.
And the crazy part about it is this, fellas. I'm up here in Philly right now. They finna be shooting fireworks all night.
You better be
night. And when I tell you, I've living up here, and I'm just gonna be honest. Like I said, I miss home, but moved up here, job opportunities. But living up here, I've lived through watching these guys go to 3 Super Bowls since I've been here. I've been here since 2015. And I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth. The first time I watched them win a Super Bowl, it hurt because they went through us to get to it. And we shot ourselves in the foot. We truly would have beat the Patriots that year. With the defense we had, we definitely could have beat them that year. But guess what? It didn't happen. Philly slid in there. Philly has been to 3 Super Bowls since 2017. They won 2 out of 3, and that's been less than 10 years. Think about it. It's 2025 now. Technically, it's been 7 years, and out of 7 Super Bowls, they've been to 3 and won 2.
Yeah,
just think about it.
And the crazy part about this, the Falcons gave them a better game than their Super Bowl opponents. The Falcons stopped them when we played them in the playoff. They beat us 15-10. Okay.
Thanks to Keon O'Neal dropping that pass.
Yeah,
that's why I said I don't want nothing else out of Florida. Not in the first round.
and see, you know what? Philadelphia took the Falcons 101 how to screw up a Super Bowl class that very next year, and they got out and kept scoring against the one that they keep calling the GOAT. Then again here in this Super Bowl, 24-0 lead. Now everybody else thinks that the offense can take the rest of the day off. Philadelphia didn't. They put some more points on the doggone board to make
John. Matt Ryan would have been over there planning his vacation at 24-0. That would have been it. They would have stopped playing at 24-0.
Oh, no. When I found out that them jokers was partying in the damn locker room after they had a lead at halftime, man, if I been anywhere in that city, I would have had a 2x4 and a doggone book and went down there in that locker room and had a class.
That's right.
It wouldn't have said a word.
And I don't know what the offense was celebrating. They didn't do anything in the game. They bad. They weren't responsible for most of that lead.
Hey man, the offense scored 21 points, man. Come on, man. The same. We can get on the offense, but I just watched the Falcons were up by 8 points with 2 minutes left in the game. They let Brady drive 90 yards and give up a 2-point conversion. They spread it around evenly like it's supposed to. Come on now.
I've been saying this about the
spread it around evenly.
For years, but don't nobody want to talk about that.
Man, them guys went 90 yards and a 2-point conversion to tie the game, and we talking about we bashing offense. It's a total team game. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. We gonna have to keep it real.
But here's the problem, though. We all say this. This is the problem. We all say this, and the issue is this. I've been saying the defense was a problem. The 2017 defense was better, but the defense we had in that Super Bowl, let's be real, that defense was ranked 28th. They finished that season ranked 24th. So again, when they came out,
the offense should have won that game.
But at the same time, but hold on, but how can you win if you can't stop nobody? Do y'all not understand the concept of football? You gotta stop their offense.
No, I'm saying we had them stop. We had them stop with the pass from Matt Ryan. We had the game, even with everything you saying. Trash defense, gave up the lead, all that. We still
here's the thing about 98.
All you had to do was take control, Matt Ryan.
Hey, hold up, Texas boy. Let me go ahead and tell you this here, because we interviewed Terrence Mathis a while ago. Terrence Mathis said the reason they lost that game was the fact that Dan Reeves, God rest his soul, switched the game plan around from what they were using the whole year. John, you watched that interview.
Yeah.
And he said it exactly like that. Terrence Mathis never forgave Dan Reeves for flipping the plays pretty much that they were eating on all year. You tried to implement a whole new system the week of the Super Bowl. On top of them guys partying. It was no way in hell we should have lost to Denver in that game. Literally. With the way that we ran through Minnesota, who was a better team than Denver, it was no way we should have lost that game. If you're going to talk about 98. 2016, let's be real. 98, we were a balanced team. 2016, we were an offensive-heavy team with young guys on that defense that would make plays here and there. 2017, we were a better defensive team, but we were a stagnant offense under Steve Drunk Sarkisian, who's now balling out in Texas. And now when you look at it, we have not been back to the playoffs since 2017. And the Eagles have been to 3 Super Bowls. Please make this make sense. Everybody keep talking about what we didn't do and y'all want to blame. I'm going to tell you this here. If you blame Matt Ryan for that Super Bowl, you a dummy. And I don't care how you feel about it, you are a dummy. Because that defense definitely hurt us in that Super Bowl. They hurt us because they couldn't get turnovers. They hurt us.
They did. Not to cut in, Ryan, but if you look at the game tonight, the Chiefs came out after halftime. Y'all, can anybody tell me what happened when the Chiefs came out after halftime and had the ball first? Can anybody tell me what happened on that first drive?
3 and out.
Bam, sack. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is this. I'm not saying anybody who felt like the offense should have done more. I'm not going to say that you don't have a right to feel like they should have done more. I'm saying let's spread it around. That was a total team collapse because defense did give them 7 points. Offense put up 21. Defense put up 7, but defense needed to get stops. The Patriots had to score 2 touchdowns and get 2 2-point conversions just to tie the game. And defense gave up both of them. Defense gave up both of it.
Yeah, when you running 90 freaking plays when you ran 90 plays in the totality of the game, your defense all day because your offense went 1 for 7. Even though Ryan had that 100 and whatever it was quarterback rating, he was 1 for 7 on third downs because every time we got a third down, it was a pass. Man went 1 for 7 on third down.
No, but my thing is,
he gave up an egregious sack. Gave an egregious sack twice. One that they try to blame Devontae Freeman on not blocking, which we found.
Oh, it was Devontae's fault. That was Devontae's fault.
No, it wasn't.
By birth and by choice.
It was Devontae and Matt. Devontae and Matt should have seen Hightower getting ready to come off the end. I put that on both of them.
No,
Devontae and Matt.
Hooper should have seen him because Hooper was right beside him. And in the zone blocking scheme, your tight end is supposed to look outside in. You're running supposed to block inside out. That's why Freeman was looking inside because Ninkovich looped around to the inside. Hooper took a cornerback straight out into the field. Now, my thing is, and then because this man, Matt, it was an analyst from New England that posted an article that I picked up on, and everybody was saying that that was Devontae Freeman's fault. But this man said that, look, defenses would love for you to have a little 208-pound running back trying to block a 270-pound linebacker coming around the end.
Freeman.
And that's why they said.
John Freeman ain't even John Freeman was never even 200 pounds, bro. Freeman was 190.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's
why. Hold on, and that's not wrapped in. And look, and if you wrap him in tape, he's about 191 with tape. What were you saying, Trump? What's up?
We got Drake London. We got Mooney. Mooney is like, you know what I'm saying? Devontae. We have offense. We need defense, man. Period.
I'm with you.
We definitely need the defensive line, because
we with you.
Getting pressure with their front four alone.
Hey, look.
We need a whole front seven.
Hey, look. John just said it. He just said they got pressure with their front four. The crazy thing about it, we just spent some time kind of going roundabout about who gave up the lead in the Super Bowl. But when we all really on the same side and we all want the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just looked at that Eagles team tonight, and to John's point, he just said the main point that I took away from the game, and Tom Brady and the guy he was working with kept saying all night, their front four. They dominated with dominated.
Yeah.
Ryan, I know you were sitting there, because when I talked to you about football and the way you break it down, I know you were sitting there like, they are killing them with the front. I know you were smiling at the way they were dominating with the front four.
I'm gonna tell you this, Trey. I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't even watch the game because I knew what was gonna happen.
Oh, you already figured what was gonna happen.
No, not figured. I knew what was gonna happen. I knew and so my old lady was like, "Well, you hating, you practically in Philadelphia." And look, it's either ATL or nothing at all. Just like I told her, you call me a hater, I'll be that. I don't have two teams. I only got one team I pull for. And
I feel you on that.
I respect it because she from Philly. This is her. That's her team, and I'm not gonna knock that. But at the same time, you cut me. All I know is red and black, baby. That's all I know. That's in my blood. That's gonna be here. I'm ATL bone. I'm gonna be ATL dead. So understand it. I will never change my colors. I will Here's the thing. If I ever stepped away from the Falcons, I would step away. I would just watch the games as a spectator. I wouldn't break it down. I would not be a fan of another team because all I know is Atlanta, and that's all it's gonna be. So at the end of the day, I look at it like this. We don't have a great front four. I've been saying this all year, but everybody did not want to hear that. Everybody didn't want to understand when we said, yo, if you we got Braylon Trice. I said, no, Jared Verse should have been the pick. Guess what? Jared Verse, defensive rookie. Balling. I said,
go to the second round, Ryan. Go to the second round.
Here's the thing. Everybody that I pointed out in the draft, and you can go back if y'all are fans of the show and you see how we do player breakdowns and everything. I said Cooper DeJean should have been a pick for us. If it wasn't him, TJ Tampa. Both of them. Guess what? TJ Tampa's balling in Baltimore right now. And then you got Cooper DeJean, who just got a pick 6, been balling as a rookie this year. Think about it, man. Every player that I've broken down fits what we can do and how we can use their skill set. But when we have a management that honestly does not pick the right players, it's what it is. It's what it
fellas.
is.
Hey, fellas, I'm getting ready to get on up out of here, man. Ryan, John, Red Dog, Schmidt. Hey, man, y'all fellas have a great evening, man. Hey, man, hopefully next season will be better for us, man. But, hey, y'all have a great evening. I'm finna get on up out of here, man. I just had to join right quick and say what's up.
All right, man.
All
right, man. Y'all be safe.
All right.
All right, peace.
You too, bro.
Hey, so here's my last thing I'm gonna put out.
I'm gonna catch up with you in a minute.
Yeah, that's why I said it's gonna be the last thing we're gonna put out here. The draft is coming up. You got the Legacy Bowl coming up. Terry wasn't there at the Senior Bowl to look at talent. Yeah, he had people that were there, but again, think about this. Nick Sirianni actually was getting stuff ready for the Super Bowl, but if you look at their general manager was still dealing with the Super Bowl stuff in New Orleans, but he found time to come over to the Senior Bowl and watch talent. He found time during his time. Birmingham's not that far from New Orleans. So again, I'm looking at it like this, going back and forth. This man was prioritizing what he was going to get next year. Don't be surprised if they have a hell of a draft next year too. Don't be surprised at that. And looking at what we have, we need to figure out a way to trade back and get picks. At this point, I'm not looking to get anybody at 15 right now, because think about it. We're only gonna have 3 or 4 picks because of Kirk Cousins running his mouth. So at this point, you got to trade back and at least try to have 6 picks. You at least got to have 6 just to balance everything out at this point. That's just and until we can do that,
right now, I'm starting to look at Terry. John, I'm starting to look at Terry like that crooked music executive, a crooked manager that runs them bands. And like, you know, he walk around in the suit, talking loud, talking fast, but you just can't trust the word he says. So
hey man, look, I say that about the Hawks management. These are the people that you don't go take with you to go buy no car. These people you don't go to buy no car with. And doggone sure don't take them to the grocery store, because they'll bring back some dog. You send them to the store for some toothpaste, they'll bring back Preparation H and brush your teeth with it. These jokers, I don't trust them. I'd have no faith in them. I can't rely on them.
They not gonna even trade back, bro. They're gonna.
I know you're right. You're right, Jamel. You know what I'm saying, right? I know Terry not gonna trade back. He is gonna, whatever pick he make, it's gonna be at the 15th. I know he gonna.
Hey, hold up real quick. Bro. Hey, Kool-Aid, you got to make it quick because I'm getting ready to shut it down. I got to get to the JLB.
I was working, so I couldn't pop up with. Hey, how y'all doing, man? Glad to see you safe out there in Philly, man, with all that craziness.
I'm in the house. I ain't going nowhere. I got sense. I know.
Dude, that is so great, man.
Kool-Aid, so great. I experienced it in 2017, and you don't understand how painful that was for me. And the only reason I went out into the streets is because my person I was dealing with at the time wanted to go out there, and I'm like, I just got to make sure that this person don't get in no mess. That's all that was. She was drinking, and I'm like, I just need to make sure she's straight. And somebody actually tried to pickpocket me. I that's why I said I done clocked the Philly fan before. It ain't nothing to me. But getting back to it, though,
like that.
Philly crazy, bro.
Philly crazy, John. I'm gonna tell you right now. Go back and look at the 2017 celebration, and I want you to look. It's a guy that dove into a pile of horse manure and then put it in his mouth and had it on his. Oh yeah, he was drunk. It's on YouTube. And then go back and look at what they did to the Wawa. They took the city garbage can that was chained to the light post, popped the chain, and threw the garbage can through the Wawa window downtown off Market Street. Bro, this is true. They greased the poles so people don't climb on them, but you see people still gonna climb on them and they gonna fall off. It's gonna be nuts.
Buddy get killed last week after the 2 weeks ago falling off one of those light poles.
He did. He did. He killed him. He actually broke his neck. That's how it happened.
And man, you dodged the bullet.
And you see how they went crazy when Trey went down the ice down. When Trey iced down Philly, Joe Ball was so crazy. Your boy Stevens had to go hide deep in somewhere because the Philly fan would go hanging.
Hey, Kool-Aid, I had to keep the peacemaker with me after Trey won because I wasn't hiding my colors. Now I was here living here when Ice Trey did what he did. So again, I got to experience that, and I was just like, they mean when they lose, boy. Who they mean?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hey, you out of here. Hey, let me say what I gotta say about the Falcons, man. I know we go since you ain't got no time, but look, man, we just gotta be patient because we make a lot of mistakes. Our organization make a lot of mistakes, and I know y'all probably saw in the chat. Until we get an organization that's gonna get the management right, they're gonna get the coaching. Because a lot of time our coaches and management have been our problem with the Atlanta Falcons and the Atlanta Hawks. And right now, where we are now, we are stuck right back in making that same mistake over and over again. And we had opportunity several times with the Falcons to get it right, and we chose not to do it. And right now we stuck again with Raheem, and we're gonna be stuck with Raheem for the next 2 years. I'm gonna tell you like this. Right now, for Raheem made one correction. He went and got a defensive coordinator. But he went and got the defensive coordinator that was not the one we should have got. That's like doing it all over again. Am I correct? You're 8. He went 8-8. That was he was part of that team, correct? So now we went and got somebody that been here before that could possibly repeat it all over again. So that's insanity again, right? So now we right back at a freshman. Raheem was a freshman coach. Let's hope that this time the dude get it right the second time with a defensive coordinator. At least he's not a new defensive coordinator, first time defensive coordinator. But on the backside, he still have a rookie offensive coordinator. Now we got to hope that he don't jack everything up. And then if that jacked up, then Raheem got to go fire the offensive coordinator because you can't. Cause if you heard what the Philadelphia coach said, he said, "I cannot manage a team calling plays. I have to be a manager." So I went and got me some offensive coordinator and some defensive coordinators, and so he went. So that's what he put around him, and then so he made adjustment to his mistakes.
Remember this, he got experience, Kool-Aid. That was what he got. Because remember this, Kellen Moore was calling plays for the Dallas Cowboys, not this year, but last year. He was a first-year coordinator here in Philly. They fired him in Dallas, and guess what Philly did? Come on over here. We got weapons for you to play with. Dallas just didn't know what they was doing with him and McCarthy. And you see who's got the last laugh. McCarthy's gone from Dallas. This man literally just won a Super Bowl and is about to be the head coach of our rival in New Orleans. How ironic is that?
Right.
How ironic is that?
You think
he already got the job? He's already got the job in New Orleans, bro.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing is when you know you got an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator. When people starting to go trying to get your offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator to be their head coach, you know you got something. So with those guys, you only got a certain period of time to win with them, and you can't be afraid to go get that. And so the Falcons right now is in a position where they have to. We're gonna have to ride it out. Let's hope that now. Right now, this is what we all been saying we need to see them do. Okay, Fontenot went and got him the offense. He started building an offense. He decided to go get the running back instead of Jalen, right? From Georgia. So he decided to go offense first. Okay, you got the offense built. Now he got to build his defense, man. I mean, he got to literally build this defense from ground up. It ain't number two pieces on this defense that he need to keep. Two pieces. And he really got to 100% build this defense from ground up. I'm talking about with picks and free agent. And when I say he got to do it from the front of mouth, when I say he got to go get some dogs, he got to go get some 300-pounders and go get some mutants. I mean, I ain't the point. I ain't been paying attention to college ball like that in a while. But like you were saying, historian, you saw those guys. You had the eyesight. Like your thing say, John, eyesight. You got the eye test. So when you got the eye test, like your boy just said, he saw those guys. And what you saw in those guys, now you just seen those guys participate in a Super Bowl. We know Jalen Hurts is that guy. He gave you the eye test from day one in Alabama when he came in as a freshman and went and won a championship.
No, he didn't win it. They lost the championship.
But he lost it, but he won the second time, right?
But it was the second year because he got them all the way there. And remember, Tua came in, and that's when they beat the Dogs.
Yeah, okay.
So, but here's the thing, you can't take away from him because he still think about it. Yeah, he still led them to a national championship.
He still led them to a national championship, and then your boy won from Clemson.
Yeah, so Deshaun Watson got him in that first one.
So we just got to hope. We just got to hope that Raheem we can get lucky with Raheem. But from my point test and my eye test, I see that we got to judge Raheem. We had to judge Raheem first off getting this defensive coordinator, right? We just saw what he just did. Now we got to judge them on structuring this defense. Now, if he make a bad decision on this defense, now I'm gonna tell you right now, from my eye test, that offensive coordinator is not gonna give us hell. We're not gonna be as good as y'all think we're gonna be on offense because the offensive coordinator gonna make mistakes, and that's what those guys do when they first time. You saw it in the beginning of this year. Way he started off the game, you saw the offensive coordinator make so many mistakes on calls and how he ran his play.
As long as we protect Michael Penix, we'll be great.
Yeah, we'll be great, but
here's the problem, though, Truman. We've been saying this, dog. We have yet to draft the right tackle that's gonna keep him upright. We gotta draft. We gotta draft McGarry's replacement,
bro. That's one piece, bro.
It's two pieces on that line you got to replace.
That's one piece.
But here's the thing. You need to talk about the center. Man. Okay, let's talk about the center position. The center position has been suspect for a minute. If you want to go there, we need somebody that's going to snap the ball.
You talking about Dalman? All right. If Dalman leave, Dalman.
I got two centers right now. If you want to go there, I got two centers I can give you right now that would actually start. Day one be starters. Day one. Cooper Mays is one, and then it's a kid. And then we also
Dalman gonna leave.
But here's the thing:
who said Dalman gonna leave?
If Dalman not the one, man, we got to get rid of
this year. He's gonna be gone after this year, regardless. So we got Larry waiting. Larry, you the last person that's gonna come in tonight.
Nobody ain't said that Dalman gonna leave yet.
Hey, Larry, you muted.
We're talking about but you also got to think about it. Dalman's gonna want to get paid, and he hasn't been worth the money that he's gonna ask. So again, you got to start already getting people that's gonna be there.
Historian, who told you that? That's your opinion, or somebody from the Falcons organization told you
let's just say so far I haven't been wrong about a lot of things that I put out here because I got some reliable sources.
Man,
I'm not gonna name them,
bro.
So I'll give you this. I'm not even gonna put the name out there. I'll just say this. One of the guys writes for Sports Illustrated. The other guy that I talk to, you see every night talking sports for the city of Atlanta.
Bro, that's fine. You got your
and they in that locker room with him.
What I'm saying is the whole thing I'm saying is that if he do leave, you know what I'm saying? It's just like what I've been saying. The only thing is wrong with the offense is that we need to get the offensive line straight. That's all I've been saying. If Dalman do leave, I don't give a fuck. Nigga, I'll kick your ass in. If you want to go to San Francisco,
wait a minute. Hold up. I don't mind you getting your point out, but wait a minute. I don't mind you getting your point out, but we don't drop them tight words on here, bro, because we trying to get monetized.
I got you. I apologize.
No, you good, fam. Keep going.
Huh?
Keep going. I say you good, fam. Keep going, because I'm gonna let Larry cook after you finish.
No, I was just saying, like, if Dalman does leave, you know what I'm saying? It's just like we just got to get the O-line straight. I feel like the offensive line, the offense is straight, but we do have to get the offensive line straight. We got to make sure we protect, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to get an injury. You know what I'm saying? Mckay, he a liability. I get it. You know what I'm saying? We have to sew up the offensive line. I get it. And that's all I'm saying. But besides that, the offense is magnificent. You know what I'm saying? To me. Go ahead, Larry.
I appreciate the intro. Guys, make sure you guys hit the like button for this great content. You know what I'm saying? It's the lifeblood of all our streams. So don't just sit here and not tip your waiter, man. Make sure you hit that like button so Ryan can continue growing his channel as it should be. You know what I'm saying? All right. So watching the Eagles basically have the Bulldogs interior line, which frees up everyone, all their linebackers to be free. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody touching their linebackers. They rushed for the entire game. And Patrick Mahomes was under duress all game. If they didn't get to him, they was knocking them down. They was pushing them. They sacked them, 5 times, intercepting them twice, pick 6. Look, also I wanted Cooper DeJean too. We go back and look at one of my videos about the draft, you know what I'm saying? And but anyway, you win when you win in the trenches. All these Bijan and Drake, we all love these players, you know what I'm saying? That's cute. But if you ain't winning in the trenches, you ain't winning the game, bro. You're not. Everything is cute. You know what I'm saying? Offensive line. You got to replace Jake Matthews. We just can't keep dragging Jake Matthews out there like he ain't 50 million years old. Bro, we got 3 holes on this line that we don't know. Look, first of all, Kelly McGarry is a turnstile. You know what I'm saying? So
That's a
for
lie.
me,
that's a lie. He's not.
off pass
That's a lie.
blocking,
That's a
pass
lie.
blocking, pass blocking.
Hey, hold on.
I would like to direct
Wait a
you.
minute.
Hold
Wait a minute.
on. Hey, Tramel. I listened to you for 10 minutes. Can I talk? Can I at least talk for 5 minutes? I listened to you for 10 minutes. Can I talk for 5, please? Before a rebuttal? All right, thank you. Absolute turnstile. He's great on road grading, being a run blocker. He's excellent. He's elite at that. He's elite at run blocking.
Exactly. He's not a turnstile, man.
No, when he's talking about
he's
a
elite.
turnstile, he's talking about
Listen to what I'm saying, brother. He's elite at run blocking. He's a turnstile on pass rush. He's a turnstile.
Everybody know that.
Okay, well, there's no disagreement.
Continue, Larry.
When you look at this team and you look at the pieces that we have, and everybody say, well, we should be able to do what Philly do. No, we don't, because we don't win in the trenches. Do you know that the offensive line average is 6'6", 340 pounds? We out here running with dudes that's 285. Like, come on, man. We ain't doing none of that. Why people be saying, yo, when we get Michael Penix in here, we're going to do tush pushes all that. You're going to get Michael Penix killed. He is not a running quarterback like that. Oh, we can imitate this. No, because we don't have the hogs up front to dominate the line. I'll give you a case in point. Since people want to doubt what I say, look at Dak Prescott when he had the best offensive line in the league, when they would just stockpiling picks and trying to fix it for Tony Romo, and then they drafted him. And his best years of his career on balance wise is when he had that monster offensive line. As soon as they start going away and start saying, well, we'll keep this one, but let this one go. We'll keep this one and let that one go. Guess who started just throwing, first of all the running backs fell off a cliff. Because the running backs was basically made look better because of that offensive line. Philly had every piece to do. All they needed was Saquon to put in there. They had the best offensive line in the league, period. We can't duplicate that because we don't have the halls up there. We try to trick people. They see a man whoop a man. They don't try to trick you, bro. I'm tossing it left. Stop it. I'm running in I formation. We don't even have a fullback. They come out in I formation. Fullback ready, blocking for Saquon. Now, credit to the Chiefs. They stumped Saquon, but couldn't do nothing with the other guy with Hurts.
Corners got exposed tonight. Badly.
Exactly. And the Atlanta Falcons are allergic to drafting SEC players.
No, Larry. They draft SEC players, but they come either from Alabama, LSU, or Florida. They don't draft.
Okay, they do draft Alabama players, but the key players on that team was Jalen Hurts on offense and Smith catching. You know what I'm saying? And then the defense, the whole Georgia Bulldog defense. So come on, man. Philly said, guess what, man? I'm going to pluck from the 2 best programs in college football and get my skilled players on offense, get my skilled players on defense. I'm going to build this up right. I'm going to get some big monsters on offense and defensive line. I'm going to control it. Everybody say, well, look at Jalen Carter sacks. He's not really that good. He only got a certain amount of sacks. That dude is disruptive as the F, bro. He is in every play. He's smacking Patrick Mahomes in the head. He talking trash. He pushing offensive linemen out the way. They double teaming him every time. But hey, what's cute? We got Bijan.
So Larry,
I love Bijan.
right? Can I ask
Yeah.
you something, Larry?
Go ahead.
So what we gonna do about it? What we gonna do?
What we gonna do about it? Well, right now.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you. You feel like the O line is incompetent right now?
No, I feel like that. I feel like that the O line is suffices right now because we work in a system. We're in a zone blocking system. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they don't want big, heavy dudes. You know what I'm saying? That's why we can't ever gain 3rd and 1. That's why we can't ever get it.
So what do we need to do in order to make the O-line right?
That's a philosophy change. Ain't nothing gonna happen with this team with Zach Robinson and the philosophy that we use on offense and the philosophy that we do on drafting.
So what do we
again? I'll tell you like this, Tramel. I'll tell you like this. Either in my feeling, my gut feeling is we should go defense. I got a feeling that Terry might look at the offensive line. He may say, hey, we may be able to get away with it. But if they look at this Super Bowl and say, we want to imitate that, we got to get some road graders and some guys that can block and be a wall. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to block both ways. Even Mud Duck said that on Going with Smitty. I seen him a couple of times. Mud Duck said, you got to be able to block both ways. You just can't be a run blocker, bro.
I get it, and I get that, and that's facts. But what I'm saying is, what do we? If y'all feel like our O line is incompetent, what do we do? What do we need to do in order to sew up the offensive line? I'm just asking.
Wait a minute.
Larry,
let me get this. Because you keep bringing this back to the O line. Let's get this straight. We can't stop anybody at this point.
No,
this
we
is
can't.
The problem with the
I've been
Falcons.
saying like the defense is the problem. I ain't saying the O line was the problem.
What we're saying.
No, I was just going in pieces, Jamel. You didn't even let me get to the
point. Let's be real. The offensive line at this point can run.
Y'all talking about the fucking offensive line.
Whoa,
nigga. I've been talking about
bro.
defense.
I just told you about cussing, bro. I just told you about that, fam.
Fuck you, nigga.
Out the door. All right.
Hey,
so we're going to go ahead and
Can I say something right quick, man?
Let me finish what I was saying.
Go ahead. Then
Jamel asked me questions, but
exactly.
See, he asked me questions, but he didn't like the answers, and he was stuck on one thing. He didn't even let me go over to
exactly.
Like what I was saying was like Jalen Carter, how he disrupted the game. He doesn't get the so-called sacks, but he moves all around. He's the type of guy that is a straight disruptor of offense. You have to double team him. You know what I'm saying? And putting his running mate with Jordan Davis now, he don't play as much, but them two got that chemistry. Like it's all about building what you can. And Philadelphia showed they dominated in the trenches on both sides of the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's how they won the game. The fact that what I will say is we beat this team in Philly. Now, it's a totally different team. We beat this team in Philly with Kirk Cousins. So there is something there that we can hang on to see if we can fix. The problem is that once everybody figured out what Zach Robinson wanted to do, our offense got kind of stale. You see what I'm saying? Like people figured out what we were doing. Go ahead. My bad.
Let me go ahead and address this. I'm going to let y'all know this here. Don't come in here with that because I will block you and you got to go. We sitting here trying to talk football with you and you going to sit here and get mad like that. I'm going to tell you this here. If you come in the cage with an attitude like that, you will be blocked.
Yeah.
We all trying to keep decorum in here. And the last thing that you're going to do is disrespect my guest that's in here and disrespect me in my house. So Tramel, whatever your name is, bro, you can go ahead and hit the bricks, partner, because like I said, let welfare feed you. We don't need you. Keep going, Larry.
Yeah, exactly, man. No, my bad, man. I mean, I ain't mean to cut you off or nothing like that. Yeah. You know, the way I feel about the team is with the lack of salary cap, and that's where I was going to. I would have explained if he want to come up, but the lack of salary cap that we have now, we're gonna have to cut Grady Jarrett. We're gonna have to cut several players just to be able to try to maneuver because we only got 5 picks this season. So you're not gonna be able to fix the offensive line and the defensive line. Right now, Zach Robinson has shown that he can scheme the line. We got enough offensive, toys to scheme around, what I'm saying, our weaknesses, our deficiencies on the offensive line. Okay. So, but defensively, we just don't have the dudes. So if I'm Terry, I invest into our defense heavily like he's done the past 4 years in the offense. But to be honest, I would have been at the Senior Bowl looking at everybody, and I would have been talking to the Browns, trying to figure out, get an early head start on how can I get Myles Garrett. Even if you got people, Skyping you or whatever, FaceTiming or whatever, telling you, and you got all your scouts there and this done the third while you in Cabo or whatever, chilling on your vacation. I've never heard of a, head GM skipping a Senior Bowl, but if anything, if you're not looking at any players, say you went and all you did was talk to GMs on possible players that you might want to pluck from other teams because you feel like you're right there. And if Kirk Cousins didn't tank your season, like literally tank your season, because he was mad, basically those feelings about them, drafting, Michael Penix came up. So I'm just going to fake this injury. You know what I'm saying? And as long as I'm telling them officially that I feel good enough to play, they can't really hold me out. Well, they could, but they wasn't gonna do it because he had Raheem wrapped around his little finger because that was Raheem's choice. You know what I'm saying? If anyone doubt that, look at that embrace after that Tampa Bay game when he threw that touchdown. Cordell Hodge made that play on a 10-yard dig and then cut it up and beat everybody. Yeah, because the safety was too low. You know what I'm saying? Took a bad angle. So yeah, when you look at that hug, you know that was his pick. You know what I'm saying? And basically Raheem died on that heel for Kirk Cousins, even though he's throwing 27 mile per hour. That's the weakest out of any NFL quarterback in NFL history. 27 mile per hour. He could never throw across the middle. He was never getting it there. You know what I'm saying? So his mind was saying, I can get it there. His arm couldn't, and he knew he was hurting the team, but they just kept rolling up out of there. So that's on the coach. That's on the coach. That's on Terry Fontenot for not stepping in early. I'm like, hey man, he hurt. Y'all so analytical. Y'all looking at all the numbers, this, that, and the third. That man throwing that slow, throwing softballs up there, man. Throwing wiffle balls up there. So yeah, you can't fix the offensive line in this offseason. You have to address the defense. And if you do if you draft anyone except for a right tackle on offense, if you put any, like if you do a quarterback, not a quarterback, excuse me, they're not gonna do a quarterback. If you do a tight end because you're trying to move Pitts, if you do a wide receiver, that's a waste. You know what I'm saying? Do not do that. I don't even care if that's the best talent on the board. Don't do it. Because we got to fix this defense, bro. If we fix this defense, Tampa Bay is literally trying to give us the division. But we said, nah, you can have it back. So I think we win the division next year with Michael Penix, with a healthy Michael Penix. But yeah, I'm concerned about, the turnstile. And I think everyone should be. Anyone thinking that we could scheme it out, okay. You're playing Russian roulette with our franchise player. So
can I say something? Can I say something?
Go ahead, Colette.
It's gonna be very important. Very important. Like historians said, we have to protect that blind side of our quarterback. We gonna have to get that offensive lineman that's gonna protect that blind side. That's it. That's gonna be first thing. And we got to replace, and we got to go and get the 4 down linemen. If we do that, I'm gonna be a happy Kool-Aid. They're gonna be the first two things I'm gonna like. If I see that big boy blind side protected, so Michael Penix don't have to worry about that backside, and he can feel comfortable throwing with his back to that blind side, I'm gonna be happy about that. Yeah, then you can scheme around them other linemen. And then if you have opportunity going into the next year, then you could probably, if you get the right 4-down lineman, defensive lineman, then you can go in and replace your center. Because you're going to need to replace that center because it's two, because I used to play offensive line. It's two spots on the offensive line. The blind side and the center is the one that sews that line up. I played center, even though I was small, but I played center. And I made sure that our offensive line was the strength in the game. And so that's going to be the two most important part. You can play with the other part. It depends on how you scheming, of course. Now, if you got a guard, a really good guard, if you're playing where you're pulling with the guards or trapping with them, you got to have a really good guard. And all of them, but the most important thing, all of them got to be able to pass block, especially in the pass block league. So I think our most important thing right now, our best moves right now. Now, I don't know what we're going to do at the quarterback position. Whatever we do with that quarterback position is okay. But the most important thing, I would be happy to see if we draft that blindside guy. I would be happy to see if Roro and Trice can be what we already draft them to be and get a few more linemen to go with that. Now we can find if we think Roro and Trice going to be the two linemen to get in there, and we can get two pass rushers to go with Roro and Trice, and then maybe we can go and get one of the most stronger part of a defense. That linebacker. We have to get that linebacker. That's where sometimes we seem like we were weak at because we need that linebacker that can be that bull in the hole. You see what I'm saying? That ring, when you play that bull in the hole, that ring, that guy who's going to go stick himself on the runs and then at the same time have the speed to drop back and take the middle of that field and put the fear in the heart of that tight end or that running back coming across there. We're gonna have to, and I think that would be a guy to get. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, and then if that's all you can afford to get, that's okay. But if you can go and steal another corner, you already got your safety, you got your other corner, you could steal another corner. We could probably be making a move. In actuality, guys, we wasn't that far away from really doing something. And actually, from my point of view, we was the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator from doing something this year. And that's all I got to say right now.
Ryan.
Well, we getting ready to roll this thing out.
You about to go on? All right, man, my bad. I wanted to ask you something. We ain't really talked since the whole situation with the D coordinator and stuff like that. We, on Twitter and stuff, we communicated.
What's up?
But not on the show.
What you got?
We're getting Jeff in here. And I like his press conference. I like he said, we're different people. We learned, we weren't ready. You know what I'm saying? Then I like all that. That sounds good. My main thing is that I feel like this is Raheem's defense. Am I wrong to feel like that?
It is Raheem's defense, but the thing is, you got to look at it like this. He's getting ready to have someone run his defense that knows him.
Okay.
That's what's going to happen. But at this point, it's what it is. We just got to roll with what we got right now. And I've already said, hands down, we're going to have a talent show, but I'll probably do a Monday, I'll probably do a bumper to bumper coming up soon, but I know Thursday we got an interview, but I'll let you know if we do something else this week so you can tap in. Hey, let the folks know where they can find you at, you and Kool-Aid, Larry first and then Kool-Aid, because I see you on the mute because we getting ready to roll this thing up.
Yeah, man, appreciate you letting me come in. I'm sorry I came in late. But yeah, it ain't nothing but healthy conversation, guys. Ain't nobody gonna sit there and nobody's gonna agree 100%, but we can have a friendly discourse on talking and stuff like that. And yeah, for future notice, guys. If you can't, handle a healthy debate, then don't get on the show and try to ruin, the channel's reputation with, with salty language, stuff like that. Because I mean, we the same way. We don't allow, a lot of cursing and no cursing really on our channel. You know what I'm saying? So you was definitely well within your rights to do that, brother.
And
Yeah,
Larry,
find us at the Dixon Way, man. Just like it say right there in the title or under my name, man. We do live commentary. Me and the beautiful Shonda. Appreciate you having me on as always, coming in. Ryan's a part of the family also. He be on there all the time. So shout out to Ryan doing his thing, man. We're trying to help him go up and onward. So make sure you guys sub up and hit the like button as always. Appreciate you, brother.
Hey, appreciate you coming through, Larry. Just to comment on that before I let Kool-Aid go. Look, it's all good. It is what it is, but understand this here. The moment you think you're going to step off the porch like that, I'm not going to argue back and forth with you. I'm just going to let my finger do the work. It's just an easy click. I don't know you personally. It is what it is. I love my Falcon family, but the one thing we not going to do is tolerate disrespect and literally folks trying to sabotage things because you can't have a debate with someone in here, because mainly we show respect in this platform. We do. But I'd be damned if you come in my house and disrespect me on my platform. That's just how it goes. So no, I apologize to you guys that y'all were exposed to that. I know, Larry, you get folks like that too sometimes.
Yeah.
And apologizing to the chat, because again, this isn't what we produce. Y'all know when y'all come through here, this is what we produce, good Falcon content. And if this is your first time in here, don't stop coming, man. We appreciate that, but don't let one person spoil your experience. So Kool-Aid, what you got?
Yeah, fellas. Hey, man. I'm looking forward to trying to get this thing right going to next year. I'm gonna be doing a lot of talking on ATL Kool-Aid drinkers. And if you and I'm gonna be working. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to get a live screen going up, whether it be Zoom or one of them eventually, and do some live screen. But if you just want to just get my commentary on my thoughts about the Hawks, the Braves, the Falcons, those three main teams, and then the two college teams, Georgia Tech and Georgia. I throw in some stuff with that on every now and then. I just be talking, giving my opinion. It's nothing. I haven't gotten into the stat thing. So, but if you just want to come in, hear my opinion, and then leave a comment on my opinion on what I have on either one of the teams, I appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell. So when I do give a comment on something, you can go ahead and get it. And you can also find me on we Talk Hawks TV when I go up with them. Also, I'm gonna be on there with, and if you want to see me chatting in Dixon Way, I over there chatting with Dixon a lot, and here on Birdcage, I try to get up here with him. So, hey man, like I say, like Larry say, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. That's how we get tilt. And that's all I gotta say, guys. Go Falcon, go Hawks, go Georgia Tech, and go Georgia. I know Larry don't like that Georgia Tech thing, but I'm a Georgia Tech man too.
I mean, I ain't got no problem with little brother, man. Little brother, they stay in their place. That's all right.
All right.
Hey man, we definitely appreciate y'all tapping in with us tonight for a bit. Went a little longer than expected. And again, I apologize to the viewers out there that was exposed to the ignorance that was shown tonight. We definitely don't put up with that on this channel, and we definitely aren't going to put up with that. So as Larry said, if you feel like you can't get in here and have a good conversation with people that got strong opinions, just sit back and talk in the chat. It's okay. It's no problem. We just not going to tolerate it on camera like that, because this is not what we do. We love y'all. Y'all stay safe out there, and y'all be safe this week in work. We got Bob Dandridge coming up, legendary shooting guard that played in the NBA, that's going to be joining us this week for an interview on Thursday. So please, please, please tap into that interview. He won 2 championships on the NBA level. He's a college Hall of Famer as well as an NBA Hall of Famer, and he was a part of the legendary Norfolk State team with Mr. Pee Wee Kirkland. If you know about Pee Wee Kirkland, you know a little something. So again, y'all tap in with us Thursday, man. You either get right or you get left. We got you covered. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all be blessed. Peace.